Hi guys, welcome or welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. It's so greatly appreciated. Truly, truly is. Before we get started, let me give you my usual disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only. Please do not take what I say as fact. Please always do your own research and come to your own conclusions. Next, if you have not liked, subscribed, or commented yet, please consider doing so. Whatever. Sorry. Major trigger warning. This story includes mass shootings, school shootings, and young children. I actually had zero intentions of filming today, but I got home and I came across this and I was like, oh my God. All right, let's just talk about it real quick. There's not a lot of information out there because this literally just happened. Belgrade, Serbia. That's where we are. Belgrade, which is the capital of Serbia, has a school named Vladislav Ribnikar Primary School in Vrcar, which is an upscale neighborhood of the suburban capital. Wednesday, May 3rd, 2023, students and staff were just returning back to work after a two-day Labor Day celebration. At 8:40 a.m., just as the first period bell was getting ready to ring, a 13-year-old student of the school who's only being identified by his initials KK walked into his history class and opened fire. His name has actually come out, but I don't want to say it. The student killed 8 children, 7 girls and 1 boy, and a security guard that was at the door of the school. He also injured his history teacher and 6 other students. The victims were brought to 2 separate hospitals. The children were brought to Tershava, which is a children's hospital, and they said that one of the children, a 13-year-old, is in very critical condition after suffering a severe head injury. The student KK went to the school with 2 9mm handguns, 3 magazine rounds with 50 rounds each inside, and 4 self-made Molotov cocktails. It's not clear how many shots were fired, but what is clear is that the child reloaded at least one of the handguns. The attack was premeditated, and it is said that the student had planned it out for over a month. He had a so-called hit list and sketched a map of the school where he charted the path he would need to get access to his primary targets. According to Serbia law, a child under 14 cannot be charged with any type of criminal offense, no matter how heinous. Not that there won't be a punishment, there will be a punishment, and it will be decided by social services at a later date. What those consequences will be is still unclear. The president of Serbia, Aleksandar Vučić, has come out to say that the child has been taken to a psychiatric institution and that he has shown zero remorse. Going on to say that officials have very little doubt that KK was unaware. Going on to say that officials have very little doubt that KK was unaware of the fact that he was too young to be prosecuted, and that he is now considering lowering the age of juvenile offenders from 14 to 12, saying that children are growing up at a much faster rate these days. Understatement of the year. The child's father and mother have been arrested but have yet to be charged. Both of the guns used belong to the father, and even though they were legally registered and locked up in a safe, the child knew the code to the safe. The father also took the son to a shooting range recently and lied about his age, saying that he was 14 instead of 13. Okay, so the timeline that is being given so far is that at 8:40 a.m., police received a call from the vice principal of the school who told them that there was a child inside the school with a firearm and he was randomly shooting. KK began shooting immediately after entering the school, killing the security guard and others before making his way down the hall to his intended targets. From there, he walked towards his history class, shot into the classroom, shot his history teacher first, and then shot his intended targets. After he was done in there, he fled to the schoolyard, took out his cell phone, and called the police on himself. Granted, the police had already gotten the call, but he also called. He told them that he had shot people in the school and that he was a psychopath who needs to calm down. Going on to say that after he committed the crime, he was caught by fear, panic, and funny breathing. And that it was the right thing to do to call police and report the event. Police arrived at the scene and arrested the teen, who was escorted off the property with a black jacket covering his head. From there, a white van pulled up, and the victims were brought out one by one in body bags. One student said that she heard gunshots that were nonstop, but that she didn't know what was happening at the time. When she was told about who had committed the crime, she described him as a quiet guy with good grades. Another student described him as a quiet and polite person who had been bullied by others. A third student spoke to a news station saying, "It was terrible. I was downstairs. I heard gunshots. They were continuous. I had no idea what was happening. I was getting information via text messages," and then added that 2 of her classmates were not replying to her text messages. Things don't typically happen in Serbia. In fact, since 2007, there have only been 4 mass murders. In July of 2007, a 38-year-old man fatally shot 9 people who were walking down the streets. In 2013, a 60-year-old veteran of the Balkan Wars shot and killed 13 people, including relatives and neighbors, in his village of Velika Ivanka. In 2015, a man shot and killed 4 people after his son's wedding, including his own wife. And in 2016, a man killed 5 people in northern Serbia after opening fire in a cafe in a village northeast of Belgrade. And up until this point, Serbia has never, ever, ever had a school shooting. But I think the one thing that cut the most researching this report for me, obviously besides the children, of course, is that multiple commentators have said Serbia is not like the United States. You guys see mass shootings all the time. And it's so true. We do. It's awful. It's scary. It's awful. It's whatever they're doing, they need to teach us, because it's absolutely the truth. It's disgusting. That is absolutely the truth. And they weren't even saying it vindictively. They were saying it as a fact, because it is a fact. We see it a lot. A lot. All right, guys, if you're still here, thank you. I love you, and I appreciate you so very much. Please keep these families in your prayers. Obviously, they're going to need it for a long time to come. Please stay safe out there.